What's up guys, and welcome back to Tech Plant. Today I'm going to show you how to grow Monstera deliciosa from seed. Let's check it out. Alright, to kick this video off, we need the mystery bag. What's in the mystery bag? Well, mystery seeds. Actually, they're not. They're Monstera deliciosa. I've been growing Monstera for quite a while now. I've propagated them. I've got big ones, little ones, baby ones, and they're a lot of fun to grow. So I really wanted to try growing them from seed. When I first unwrapped these seeds, I thought I got scammed. I thought these were some old dried lima beans or something, but it turns out they're legitimate. Like most of my videos, we're going to try two methods just because I don't like to pigeonhole myself into one. So we're going to try some sphagnum moss, just sphagnum moss, and then more of an aroid mix. And that's going to be some sphagnum moss, some perlite, some cocoa core, I think even some orchid wood chips, and just some plain old potting soil. Once I had the medium in the actual containers, I decided to plant them, and it's really nothing special. I actually didn't bury them very deep at all. I just stuck them right into the medium so there's some connection there, but again, I didn't bury them. You shouldn't need to do too much because again, these are aroids and most of them aren't really like super terrestrial where they need to be buried, so this should be good. Once I got the seeds planted, I just got it nice and wet in there. Nothing crazy, but I do want to build the humidity and just make everything pretty moist. I did not leave water sitting at the bottom. Like I said, just pretty wet so that way it's pretty saturated and the seeds can start to soak up some water. I ended up planting these in early April of 2021. So then I just put the lids on the containers and let them sit under some grow lights. Alright, about 8 days has passed, so let's get these out and see how they're doing. Let's look at the sphagnum moss one first. I ended up just dumping the whole thing out because it wasn't easy to pluck them out. And looking up close, you can see many of them have multiple roots. I was pretty surprised at how fast these started to root and everything, and they're actually doing quite well. I mean, some of the roots are almost a half an inch, and a lot of the seeds have many roots, so they're doing really well in the sphagnum moss. Let's take a look at the one that's in the aroid mix and see how they're doing. Looking up close, they're not doing nearly as well as the sphagnum moss ones. There is one or two that are just starting to push out their initial root, but a lot of the other ones are just kind of chilling there and not doing much. Because this was filmed over 6 months ago, I don't remember why I put them both in the same container, but they still are in their different substrate, so the experiment goes on. And so I just tossed a bag over it to keep the humidity in there, and let's just set it and leave it, and let's check on it in a little bit. Alright, after only 6 more days later, I noticed there was some more growth, so we're only sitting at about 20 days since sowing, so let's check it out. Right away, you can see the ones growing in the sphagnum moss are leagues ahead of the one growing in the aroid mix. We actually have plant growth on these. Some are almost an inch tall, while others are about a half an inch, but still, it's really crazy to see how fast they're already sprouting baby Monstera. I did have to dig a little bit in the aroid mix just to see what's going on because it's not so obvious from the surface because they are not growing baby Monstera plants yet. In fact, looking at them closer, they're just starting to put out some roots similar to how the other ones looked about a week ago, but they're still quite a bit behind. I don't know if it's just that this doesn't hold as much water and moisture next to them like the sphagnum moss does or what, but they definitely like sphagnum moss a lot better. About 20 days has passed since the previous footage, and I think we are at about a month and a week since initial sowing, so let's check them out. From the initial wide shot, you can see the sphagnum moss is still quite a bit ahead of the ones in the aroid mix. However, they are starting to catch up. There are a few with leaves forming compared to the many more leaves forming in the sphagnum moss. Looking closer at the seedlings in the sphagnum moss, I think every single one has sprouted so far, and most of them already have their first leaf or are at least unfurling it, so they are doing excellent over in the sphagnum moss. In the aroid mix, I can see that not every single one has sprouted. However, it looks like we have about 3. 2 of them have pretty big leaves formed or unfurling, and the other one is just starting to sprout, so not too bad. The sphagnum moss is still winning by far. Skipping ahead about 2 months since the initial day we sowed the seeds, we are in July at this point. I think this was all started in April, and you can see that time is really the equalizer. For the most part, you can barely tell that I planted them in different substrate. However, there might actually be a little bit of a long-term edge towards the aroid mix. I can't tell if it's just because it's mounded a little higher and that's why the plants are a little taller, or if they actually are growing a little better in that mix. Now, at this point, you can see the roots really have taken over and there are a lot of roots. You could definitely pot these things up right now and they'd be totally fine. However, I was in the middle of all kinds of chaos, so I let them go. So let's check on them in the near future. And by near future, I mean all the way in December, just around Christmas time. I believe we are about 8 months since the initial sowing of the seeds, and you can see they really haven't grown that much more for all that time. I definitely desperately needed to repot these a long time ago, around July at the 2-month mark, but I didn't. And so here they are. I think there's actually more roots than substrate in this container at this point. Since I have a lot of these plants, I definitely want to experiment with them because it's pretty hard for me to come by multitudes of the same plant in order to experiment. So we're going to try a few different things when potting these up. There really isn't going to be an exact rhyme or reason for how many plants I put per pot. It's just going to be what I end up doing. But one of the pots I'm going to do is using one of these 3D printed prototypes I'm working on. So I'm going to stick one Monstera in there. I'm also going to pot a bunch of them up in a much larger pot with a big piece of wood to see if they kind of grow up that thing and see if that helps. I'm also going to put some just in a regular pot with no pole, and I'm also going to put some in leca in a net pot. I'm really curious over time to see how these all grow out and what kind of effects their different pot and environment have on them. So that'll be the new experiment that sort of spawned from this video, and we'll have to see how they do. So definitely stay tuned for that because I've been filming it this whole time, and there will be some maybe interesting results. We'll see. Well guys, that pretty much sums up this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys seek out some Monstera deliciosa seeds and try and grow some yourself. It's actually a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed seeing it happen because a lot of these plants I just buy in their full grown form, and it was pretty cool to actually try and grow an aroid from seed. Well guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, may your plants grow strong and healthy. I'll see you next time.